Petco Park. Game number 162, Giants and Padres. Both teams itching to go as Eugenio Velez already in the batter's box. And Cesar Ramos' first pitch of the afternoon is a strike, and we are underway. 67 degrees at game time on this Sunday, and off on time at 1:05. Switch hitting Velez with a 261 average. Out of play and quickly no balls, 2 strikes.
You come to the ballpark each and every day and you see something new each and every day. We just saw a gentleman bring his glove. It was just a room service foul ball right into his glove and clank. The guy in front of him, 2 rows, got it. Hang with him.
Came right out of his glove.
Yeah, watch this. This guy, it's a layup. Frog in a tennis racket in that glove, and then he's down.
Up the middle and into center field, and Velez on a 1-2 pitch singles, and that's the way this one begins. Let's take a look at the Giants lineup for Bruce Bochy. Velez, then Torres, Sandoval, 551 slugging, top 10 in the National League, and also great numbers against left-handed pitching, 378. Uribe hitting cleanup. Garco, Roland, Rollinger, Whiteside, and Sanchez.
Cesar Ramos, the last day of the season, last start for the left-hander. He dealt with some shoulder problems this year, and I'm just glad to see him happy and healthy out on the mound. Have a good start to end this year.
Bunt laid down. He had to hesitate, and the throw late to first. Torres beats it out, and 2 on, nobody out.
Ramos came up with that butt play on. I don't think he wanted to try to take a chance at hitting Eck on the run. So he comes up with this ball and hesitates. And that's enough for Torres to get a base hit.
Well, the Giants off to a quick start. 2 on, nobody out for third baseman Pablo Sandoval. He's up there ripping. I mentioned the big numbers against lefties. 378 against left-handed pitching this year. 3rd best in the National League. His 329 average overall is 2nd best in the NL to Hanley Ramirez of Florida. Strike makes the inside corner.
Good location right out of the gate for Ramos. And Sandoval doesn't like that call, but you know what, though? That's a pretty darn good pitch. Giants 1 game above 500 this year versus left-handed starters. We take a look at that last pitch. Pound it in there. Get the call.
Sandoval lines it into left. That's a base hit. We're going to hold up Velez at third, and San Francisco has the bases loaded. Nobody out.
Boy, Tim Flannery and Velez nearly collided there at third base. An 0-2 mistake by Cesar Ramos. He just did not get that fastball in there far enough. He made a good pitch earlier, the pitch before to go 0-2, and then look at this pitch. Nick Hundley is well set up inside, and that's just too good of a pitch, especially to a guy like Sandoval, who likes to swing that bat. Hey.
Tim Flannery getting out of the way.
Loaded for shortstop Juan Uribe. All 1 outside. The Giants have two strike hits already and a bunt base hit. Uribe has a homer in this series, his 16th of the year, and it came here on Friday night. Double play ball. Cabrera to Eck to Adrian. Giants get a run, but the Padres turn 2. Their 144th double play turned on the season. No RBI for Uribe. It does bring in Velez.
Hey, this early in the ball game, you'll gladly give up a run for 2 outs.
That's exactly what you want right there. Bases loaded, nobody out. Get a ground ball, turn 2. minimize the damage.
Ryan Garko making the start at first base for the second straight game. Wave and a miss. Torres at third with 2 outs. Just off the outside corner. Breaking ball there.
Good yacker. We saw the good yacker from Wade LeBlanc last night. Another left-hander. So what did we notice last night with Wade LeBlanc? Good location with the fastball, away and in. Change-ups later. And,
threw for strikes.
And curveball for strikes early in the count.
Yep, threw them all for strikes early in the count.
Here's the breaking ball, blocked by Hundley. Torres at third with 2 down, a run in the San Francisco first. That's inside and a full count.
That was either a cutter that he wrapped a little bit too much or a slider. I'm guessing it was a slider. Slider, curveball, change-up. Fastball from Ramos.
Slowly left side, fielded by Ramos. Plants, throws, and gets Garko to win the inning. Could have been worse. Giants loaded the bases with nobody out and settled for one. The Padres coming up. Inning, and Bud Black's final lineup card for 2009 has Cabrera leading off. Then Eck, Adrian looking for RBI number 100. Headley in the cleanup role, and Kuzmanov playing third. Salazar getting the start at right with Hundley catching. Luis Durango makes his second start, his first in center field, and Ramos is pitching.
26-year-old left-hander Jonathan Sanchez making his 29th start of the year. Fastball, curveball, slider, and a change. 91 to 94. And when you look at those numbers, if you took the record out, you took the record out of the equation. You look at the innings pitched, fewer hits in innings pitched, more strikeouts than innings pitched. He can get a little erratic sometimes. You would think that at least 500 or better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, lack of run support. Once again, it seems to be a common theme with the starting pitchers for these Giants.
Well, offensively. That's why people say if this team put some runs on the board, when you look at this team going into next season, if they can generate a little bit more offense with the kind of pitching that they have, you feel like, hey, they're going to be right there in the thick of things.
Maybe just a bat or two away. 3 balls and a strike to Cabrera. Of course, they have some issues. Molina, a free agent.
Yep.
What are they going to do with the catching situation? Strike on the outside corner.
Well, their payroll situation is a little bit different in San
Yes.
Francisco than it is here in San Diego.
They have more flexibility than here. A little deeper pockets. 3-2 pitch. Giants started the season with a payroll north of $80 million. Ball 4 is inside. And Cabrera walks to begin the San Diego first. Giants defense brought to you by SD Storage, where $1 moves you in. Go to SDStorage.com to find a store near you today. Velez, Rowan, and Torres in the outfield. Sandoval, Uribe, Rollinger getting the start at second. Garco at first, and Whiteside does the catching today for Sanchez. And Rollinger getting the start at second.
Wow, brothers? Twins? They look alike, don't they?
Egg fouls it back in an 0-ball, 2-strike count. '29th start for Sanchez, his 32nd appearance. And if not for the fielding error by Uribe, who was playing third at the time, his no-hitter would have been a perfect game against the Padres on July 10th.
Hey, nice. Nothing like a snot rocket day game here in San Diego. Sweet.
0-2 to Eck. And he strikes out Eck for the first out.
Oh, 2. Not a bad. I mean, he didn't bounce it, he didn't bury it, but with the big breaking ball and Tony, you being the hitter, you could probably describe this better. But that had the illusion like it was going to be a strike early.
Yep. And that's why this guy really has a chance to be really good, because his breaking ball starts out. That was, above the strike zone, ended up at X9's ankles.
One on, one out for Adrian Gonzalez. And first pitch strike. .25 steals for Everett. He has been caught 7 times. And Sanchez, even though he's a lefty, has seen 83% of would-be base stealers successful against him. And he's got him leaning. Everett in the rundown, and Uribe chasing him and tags him out. There goes a 1-3-6 caught stealing of Cabrera.
Well, did he go on his first move? You bet. But then he was caught. I mean, if you're going to go, go, right? That's what I would think.
Yeah.
As soon as that front foot from Sanchez was raised, he was off and going.
Yeah, if you don't have a read on a guy, you're almost better off going on first move.
Put some pressure on the first baseman.
Yeah.
He's got to catch it, get rid of it, throw accurately to second base.
Yep. Step in, get the angle, make a good throw. You could almost read Cabrera's mind in that situation. He's thinking about getting in the second to give Adrian his chance to drive him in.
Down and away, and it's 2 balls and a strike. .40 homers, 99 RBIs for the Padre first baseman. Change up. 2-2.
After breaking ball. Fastball count, right? 2-1. So what does he do? He throws a changeup.
It's a good pitch.
Yep.
Left field, Velez towards the line to make the catch in fair territory. A walk, but a man caught stealing. Nobody left on. After 1 for Petco Park, 1-0 San Francisco. Way through the turnstiles on this final game of the season. Strike 1 to Aaron Rowan, the center fielder. Pulled foul right past third base coach Tim Flannery. Well, the drama is off in the NL West thanks to the Dodger late outburst. 5 runs last night late, beat the Rockies 5-0, so they win the West. And on the way home last night up to 5, I could hear a collective exhale, I think. So it's now Cardinals, Dodgers, Rockies, Phillies. One waves and misses and strikes out on the breaking ball. First K of the day for Cesar Ramos.
I think playoffs going to be very interesting this year, especially on the National League side. 4 teams kind of, they all have their strengths, have their weaknesses. Nobody really.
I still have to go with the Cardinals.
To me, they're the most balanced team of the 4, I think.
Cardinals are trailing the Brewers today 5-1. St. Louis has not exactly been tearing it up since clinching the NL Central. Lost 7 of 10. But when you have Carpenter and Wainwright as your top 2, okay, whatever.
Kind of equals things out for you if you're not hitting or you're struggling a little bit offensively. Carpenter 1, Wainwright 2, or however you want to put them.
Especially as badly as the Dodgers have been struggling to score. Loser takes down in the dirt. Ryan came back up August 25th. Ryan had some time in the big leagues last year with San Francisco as well. Check on the breaking ball, appealed down to first, then ran over. So the game at Dodger Stadium today doesn't mean anything. It's scoreless in the bottom of the first. Still some business at hand, though, in the American League. Tigers did win, beat the White Sox, hung on to beat Chicago 5-3. And the Twins right now leading the Royals 9-4 in the seventh. So if that score holds, you're looking at the Twins and Tigers tied through 162 games, having to play 163rd, not tomorrow because of the Monday Night Football game at the Metrodome, but Tuesday.
Yeah. For the second straight year for Minnesota.
To third, Kuz. 2 outs. He's got a short out there, able to gather and throw out Rollinger for the second out.
Minnesota holds on and wins today. It's going to be interesting to see who they throw in that play-in game is what it amounts to, because today Pavano came back on 3 days. He just pitched against the Tigers. And the Tigers threw Verlander today. And so the play-in game's pretty intense. It's a pretty intense ball game.
Catcher Eli Whiteside. Did he? He did.
That's a pretty intense atmosphere, too,
Yeah.
if you're talking the Metrodome, 1-game playoff.
Yeah.
To pitch. Did he again? This time Larry Vanover says he didn't. Eli Whiteside gets a stay here.
Ooh.
Took the mask of Hundley off.
Gosh.
Gotta be glad today's the last day. You get 4 months of not having to take those anymore.
I mean, nobody's going to walk up to Nick during the offseason and just sucker punch him just to keep him in shape during the winter months.
Yeah, I don't see that as something you train for. Like you put on a mask and you sit in front of like a pitching machine, just take them right off the mask.
You know, do the Happy Gilmore and get in the batting cage.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how Nick trains, so maybe he does. And he's another guy I think that's gotten better as the year has gone on. Cannot tell me that Henry Blanco has not had an influence on the young catcher.
Hard worker, great attitude. Organization loves the work ethic of Nick Hundley, but you're right, Tony. There's nothing. You can't expect a guy like Henry Blanco, who's the pro's pro, to come in and not influence somebody like him.
You can take it a step further, too. I've talked to some of the coaches, and one of the things they really like about Nick, he calls a good game. He does his homework. He knows every hitter when he comes up to the plate, knows their tendencies, knows their game plan, sticks to that game plan each and every game.
And that's the catcher's number one responsibility is managing the pitching staff, fit starters and relievers. And when all of that's done, then you get to work on your offense.
He wants it down. See Nick's glove. He wants the old curveball down. See that ball check up. It was heading, from our vantage point, from the center field camera, it was heading right, hit, and then checked up the other way. Going right, checked up left. Got it right in the shoulder.
On the right field side, and Oscar Salazar. Fighting it a bit with the sun. Has the glasses on. And makes the catch. The Giants down in order in the second. It'll be Headley, Kuz, and Salazar coming up in the bottom half. The action of the 2009 Major League Baseball postseason on Fox and TBS. The excitement begins on October 7th with the Division Series on TBS.
Nice day to sail. And if you want to go sailing, ask Bill Center. He knows what he's doing.
Yachtsman?
Mm-hmm. Big fan.
There he is.
Hoi polloi.
Already working on his story.
No, he's playing Sudoku.
He likes to drive, too.
He does.
Yeah.
A long trip on the highways does not affect him one way. He loves it. Cleanup hitter Chase Headley leading off the Padres' second. Dozen homers for Chase, 64 runs batted in. A tad inside and 3-0. It's the outside corner.
You notice the patches on the camouflage jerseys. It's that event that's going to take place after the game on the field. The Padres do so well for the Padres Fund, Community Fund. Shirts off the back. The fans will receive that jersey being worn by the Padre players.
Leadoff walk. Benefit the Padres Foundation.
Padres Foundation, thank you very much.
Tony Sr. bought 20 tickets. All losers. So those of you that have tickets know that your chances are a little better right now.
I bought 10 and I lost 10 times. So a worthy fan.
Percentages are going up.
Yeah.
For the fans out there. Sanchez steps off. A man on for Kuz. Strike one. 88 runs batted in for Kevin, which is a career high. He had 84 a season ago. Pretty remarkable number when you take a couple of things into account. And that's a base hit into left field. It'll be 2 on, nobody out. the time he's missed here at the end of the season with the calf strain in the back. And then also, he did not get off to a great beginning this year.
Right.
Overcame that.
Did. And he struggled the first month and a half, 2 months of the season. But again, it just kind of all coincides the last 4 months of the season. Boy, he started to put things together, started to use the whole field, got some opportunities to drive in runs and doesn't get hurt, doesn't miss a little bit of time. He's right there with Adrian, a chance to drive in 100 runs.
2 aboard for Oscar Salazar. He wants to bunt and fouls it back.
That would have been a perfect opportunity for Oscar because Sandoval at third base, he was playing well beyond the bag. He's playing behind the bag at third base. If placed perfectly, bases would have been loaded.
Sandoval in a bit, but still behind the base at third. Giants lead 1-0. They scored in the first. They loaded the bases with nobody out. Uribe grounded into a double play that brought in a run. Well outside Oscar.
Pushing the changeup a little bit, looked like. The elbow dips a little bit and kind of pushes that ball a little bit. That's the changeup.
On the inside corner, Oscar gave up on it. Sanchez getting the call, 2-2.
I think the reason he gave up on it is because I think it was a ball. His tracks like this one? Oh, my.
Yeah, he gets a lot of movement on that breaking ball. And he can cut it in like that one. Or the one he threw, he struck out X9 with the big breaker.
Down the right field side, will it stay fair? No. Says first base umpire Larry Vanover. I don't know about that. That looked like it landed on the line.
From here, it sure looked like it landed on the line.
Did that ball kick right?
It did kick right.
Maybe, did it hit the cutout where the dirt meets the grass?
I think, well, let's look at it. I think it kicks up a little. There's
That's
White.
chalk,
That's
baby.
chalk. That's a double. You see the white chalk. He's got to get in there and take a look. You can't.
There's definitely white stuff
when
coming up.
When you see the white stuff come up,
absolutely.
That's a knock.
That kicked up chalk, Tony. You're absolutely right.
Kicks up chalk and kicks to the right.
Yep.
It's a fair ball.
That's a fair ball.
Outside of the line, but that's still fair. So the Giants catch a break. They would have easily tied the game.
Got hosed on that one.
And Salazar back at the plate. And bounces it to Rollinger. Tag out. Throw to first, double play. And it, nope, safe. Couldn't handle it at first. Garco. It'll be first and third, one out. The tag for one, and then Garco just boxed it.
Yeah, he did.
Wouldn't you know, after you get a little chalk, hey, get a double play ball, and you look up and get out of it.
Fielder's choice, and an error is given to Garco. The old adage, you can't assume a double play, but when it's a play like that.
See, that's got to be an error.
It is an error.
Yeah.
1 to Nick. Try to call it Denise. Eight homers for Hundley with 30 runs batted in. It's a little piece to stay alive. Padres with runners at the corners, 1 out, trailing 1-0 in the bottom of the second. Fastball at 93 is up. Fouled off the glove of Whiteside.
Catchers hate that. When there's a foul tip, they get pieces of glove, a piece of ball rather, pops out of the glove. They want to help their pitcher out as much as they can. Now Sanchez has got to rear back and make another quality pitch. Tip, can't hold on. Would have been a strikeout.
There's the second strikeout for Jonathan Sanchez, and 2 away in the inning.
Good changeup here. Gives him good arm action, and that ball just doesn't get there as quickly as that 94-mile-per-hour fastball.
Is that the worst feeling as a hitter when you,
when you get fooled? Yeah.
Well, you have admitted that the split finger and a good changeup are probably the toughest pitches to hit.
Toughest to hit, because you have to recognize. You have to recognize it because, let's face it, in today's game, you got so many guys who throw so hard, you almost have to commit to the fastball and hope that you can read it quick enough to make an adjustment. Sanchez has such good life on his fastball that it's going to make those other pitches better. And that change is just one of them.
Breaking ball down low to Luis Durango.
But as a hitter, it's got to be the worst feeling, like the point of no return, where your mind recognizes it, but your body can't react.
Yeah.
And you've already committed, and you know that you're done.
Tip your cap. Tip your cap to the guy on the hill and try to make an adjustment the next time.
Much foul by Durango. Luis 5 for 8 in the big leagues, a .625 average. Playing in his 9th game. This is his second start. Got a start against Arizona in left field back on September 16th, and he went 3 for 4 in that game with a couple of runs scored and a steal. Fastball up high.
Marines trying to get some cheers going. Let's go Padres. They've done that twice, trying to rally everybody today. You can see they still have their sleeves rolled up. There's a certain date on the calendar that they have to wear them low, all the way, down.
Bounced up the middle, and the tag by Uribe of Salazar ends the inning. Well, that call down the line and right certainly changed the complexion of that inning, and the Padres come up empty. It's the top of the third on this final day of the 2009 season. Happy birthday, Tony Gwynn Jr. You remember that day, Juan?
Oh, yeah. Day after the season, 1982.
Eddie's birthday. Birthday tomorrow? Happy birthday, Eddie.
With 2 count on the pitcher, Jonathan Sanchez. Sanchez 2 for 39 this year with the bat. Pretty good stroke. Oh, Cabrera in the dirt, and it skips by Adrian. Well, Everett made a tremendous pickup. Had time, but then throws it past Adrian. He scored an infield hit. Just Sanchez's third base hit of the season. However, it came up with the ball was remarkable.
Sanchez hits that hard, and a big hop, and Everett stays with it.
1, 2, 3. It looked like he. I'm trying to time it to when Everett let go of the baseball. How many strides Sanchez was away from the base? If he had maybe just an instant to maybe gather himself just a little bit more to make a good throw. Just getting to that baseball, for crying out loud.
Big hop. That was a tough play.
Well, the pitcher's on for Velez, who singled to begin the game and scored the game's lone run. He's hitting under 200 right-handed. The 280s left-handed, so this has been his weaker side of the plate, but now he has his second base hit right-handed today. Little floater through the right side. Sanchez down to second, and it's 2 on, nobody out.
Well, he knocked the tar out of that one, huh? But like you say, Tony Gwynn, take him when you can get him, right?
Line drive in the box score. It's a good pitch by Ramos. He got in his kitchen. Probably broke his bat. Works his hands to the inside and hits it where they aren't.
Andres Torres wants to bunt him over. Lays down a good bunt. Look at third, and now Nick late to first, and they're loaded. There's a bunt base hit for Torres. His second bunt base hit of the game.
Boy, they had to force a third, but nobody was there.
Nobody was there.
Yeah.
I mean, when you come out of your crouch, and you got to look to see if Kuz is staying at third or if he's charging, and if he is, you got to go right to first base. You don't have time to look to third.
So they're loaded up with nobody out for Pablo Sandoval. He singled into left his first time. See if they can turn a pair here. Out at second, relay to first. But like the first inning, a double play brings in a run. This one scoring Sanchez, 2-0 Giants. No RBI for Sandoval. We're down to get a pitch and rolls into the 4-6-3 twin killing.
I would think that Sandoval would want to be a little bit more patient that at bat. With the bases loaded, he swung at Ramos's pitcher's pitch.
I think he's jogging back to the dugout. He's realizing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bases loaded, nobody out. 3 straight knocks.
That's exactly where Ramos wanted to throw that pitch. You can see Sandoval.
See, that's those lessons that young hitters, because he's a good young hitter. He knows he swings the bat pretty well. And you almost get too greedy. You almost try to do too much.
That is fair past third. It brings in Velez, and Uribe headed for second. It's Cabrera who goes all the way into the outfield to pick that up off the carom. And Uribe is 55th RBI, and it's 3-0 Giants.
Swinging early, being aggressive.
Not that bad a pitch, down and in.
Yep.
Maybe caught too much in the middle of the plate, but.
And you know what? We look at that tracks thing that we showed, and it got the corner, right?
Yep.
I guarantee you, if he takes that pitch, that umpire's not going to call that a strike.
Probably right.
Held back by Ryan Garco. Garco bounced back to the mound in his first at bat today.
Well, the number 3 seems to be the magic number for the San Francisco Giants this year, because when they've scored at least 3 runs, record is 75-25.
Almost paints the outside corner. Garco with 13 homers on the season combined, 11 of those with Cleveland before coming over in a trade. Blocked by Hundley keeps Uribe at second.
I was asking Mark this question during the last break. When you're a young pitcher and you get ahead in a count, at what point do you decide I'm going to challenge that guy with my best stuff as compared to, hey, I'm going to see if I can get him to chase?
I say early. I say the earlier the better. Yeah. That's just my feeling. And each hitter's different.
Line into center field. Uribe to the plate. The throw by Durango. Home. The tag, and he nailed him. Go Durango making the throw home to gun down Uribe to end the inning. Sharply hit by Garco, but Durango making the throw on the fly home. The Giants do get 2 in the third, however. For Petco Park on this final game of the season. And Jonathan Sanchez with a 3-0 lead to work with, facing his counterpart Cesar Ramos and a low strike. Ramos 0 for 3 with the bat. He's limited time in the big leagues this year with San Diego. Giants one of the first, two in the top of this third. Durango throwing out Uribe at the plate to win the top of the inning.
That was some kind of nice, wasn't it?
In the air.
Little tap out in front of the plate. And Sanchez goes out Ramos.
Yeah, from our vantage point, Durango, when he threw that ball, it had a little bit of slice movement to it.
Yeah.
Coming right into Nick Hundley at home plate, and Nick did a nice job. Just throw up over the top, on the fly, and then a nice job by Nick extending to get Uribe.
Durango's had a nice little audition here in September. First pitch swinging, Cabrera softly, Uribe to first, and the stretch, Garco hanging on. Larry Vanover making sure that Garco had the baseball, and he does, and that's 2 outs.
That's the money you could be saving with Garco. He needs a little help up after.
Locked off Vanover at first base. He wanted him to show him.
Two away for Eck. Strike one. Sends a fly ball to shallow right center, and not a good route, but Torres uses the dive to make the catch. Well, Torres was kind of angling straight across instead of in, and he was able to get to the ball thanks to the tumbling dive. Nothing. And the 6, 7, and 8 hitters come up for San Francisco. Center fielder Aaron Rowan to lead off against Ramos. Ramos fanned Rowan his first time up. The breaking ball is upstairs for ball one. Rowan goes out after it and fouls it back. Giants have 3 runs on 8 hits. They had 5 hits in that third inning. Padres scoreless on 1 hit. That was a Kevin Kuzminoff single in the second.
I'm sorry, Mark. They really had 2, but Vanover didn't agree with them.
Well said. On the chalk and right.
On the chalk.
Yeah,
which would have brought in a run. Flare to right, and Salazar coming in, and now that drops in. Leadoff man aboard. Since it is the top of the fourth, here's our final Aflac trivia question for 2009. Aflac! Any Padre fan worth their salt will know this one. Who did Tony Gwynn hit his only postseason home run off of? Rollinger is up. Crowded out to third his first time. Looked like he went. And did.
Oh, if you hit that one, it would have been a double.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't have gone the whole off season without hearing that one more time, right, Tony?
You know what, though?
Now the right field side, another long run for Oscar, and that's going to land foul down near the Giants bullpen.
I'm going to have to get our great staff downstairs to find some video of Mud check swinging.
Of me check
yeah,
swinging?
of you check swinging, and you can grade yourself.
Oh, I win on every one of them. I'll be the first to admit.
Before the day's out, I know they'll find something.
The 0-2 pitch. Instead of check on Rowan.
Well, here's a perfect situation, Tony. We were just talking to 0-2. Let's see if Ramos tries to put him away here, being aggressive around the plate rather than kind of bouncing one and trying to waste one and have him chase. Looked like Nick was going to set up inside prior to the throw to first. Now he's going away again. Talking about Nick Hundley, he was late in the setup. It looked like he was going to set up away to from the right-handed hitter.
Want to get inside there, which is where Ramos put it, and fouled away.
So the 0-2 pitch that time, he goes up the ladder. See if he'll chase,
I like that
fastball.
better than a guy, burying. And once again, each hitter is different. I've got no problem with a shoulder high, good four-seam fastball 0-2. How many times do you see a guy really get up on? See ya.
Hit the glove there. And the strikeout. Number 2 for Ramos.
I think Rollinger may have been guessing. And that's a darn good pitch. That pitch is not low.
I agree. And it changes sometimes depending on where you are in the lineup. We're at the bottom third of the lineup here, 7, 8, 9. But at some point, I think you realize that you got to use the stuff to get that got you here. Challenge them with your stuff. Yes,
right.
It's okay to see if they'll chase the high fastball or maybe chase that breaking ball that's out of the zone. But
and the perfect example I gave you was Steve Garvey.
Yeah.
If there was a runner on base and you had Garvey with 2 strikes, you could throw. You could, hey, I'm going to bounce a slider here, Garv, and he would swing right over the top of it. Every time.
That's because he was going to be aggressive with guys. He's going to swing aggressively with guys in scoring position, and that's also part of learning how to pitch at this level. Is the days that you don't, you have to pay attention to what's going on out there. And I think the good ones eventually get to the point where you're hitting their stuff.
Kuz hit the lead man.
Hey.
Tumbling in at second base. Rowan lost the batting helmet. But he is forced for the second out.
I was wondering about the slide of. He had his feet down, I guess.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
He could get to the bag.
It's good old-fashioned slide into second base.
Not going to feel good, but
right.
Good slide, clean
it's not like
slide.
he went cleats up, trying to get Eck. He plays hard, Aaron Rowan.
Pitcher Jonathan Sanchez takes a strike. Sanchez led off the third. Hit a bouncer towards the middle. Cabrera made a great stab of the ball as it nearly bounced over him, and then under through first. Adrian couldn't handle it and went as an infield hit. That triggered a 2-run rally for the Giants. It was an infield hit for Sanchez. His third hit of the season. Fastball's down low, 2 balls and a strike. Sanchez taking a hack, and it's 2-2. Able to get a piece and foul it back. Right side aboard with 2 outs. 3-run lead for the Giants in the fourth. Takes strike 3 on the inside corner. Couple of Ks in the inning for Ramos, who's now fanned 3. Giants strand their third base runner. Adrian due to lead off when we return. Salute to Soldiers Sunday is presented by the San Diego Imperial County Red Cross Chapter and its Services to Armed Forces program. For more information, visit sdarc.org. And today, the 3rd Recruit Training Battalion, India Company, Marines, and DIs. They've been making some noise up there today.
Yeah.
They're having a good time.
Last of the fourth. Adrian Gonzalez leading off. Adrian at 40 homers, 99 runs batted in. Jumps on the first one and fouls it away. Well, 14 times the players hit at least 40 homers and had fewer than 100 RBIs in a season. The most recent, Adam Dunn a couple years ago, and Soriano in 2006, when they had 40 and 92, 46 and 95, respectively.
On that chart, 94, Griffey and Matt Williams, that was a
Strike
season.
Yeah.
Strike year.
You know, when I look at that chart, I think of 2 things. One is a big key. The guys on your team who get on before you, right?
Yep.
Enabling you to get those RBIs. And the teams that don't have the guys, therefore having you really earn those RBIs. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
If you don't have the speed demons, if you don't have the guys on before you, you're always coming to the plate. There's 2 guys on. There's 3 guys on. You're a guy who comes up on. There's 1 guy on most of the time because of guys before you. Yeah. That tells me if you've got 40 or more home runs and you're making the most of those RBIs, plus with a little bit of pop. That's the way I look at that.
Yeah, and probably they're the guy in the lineup they're not going to let beat him.
Strike out of Adrian for the first out of the 4th.
Take a look at the pitch track here, the sequence. Tried to jump on the first pitch fastball, paint on the outside corner. There's that late breaking slider. Fastball away. And there's a little late breaking, took a little bit off. 87 miles an hour and got him to chase.
Elliott chopper to third. Sandoval charges, plants, throws, fires, and gets him.
You make a great point, Tony. When you say take a little off, there was nothing better as a pitcher, especially later in my career. And what made pitching fun is if you threw consistently 92, if you threw an 87 mile an hour four-seam fastball, a BP fastball.
That's what we called it.
To have guys just screw themselves into the ground, they'll pop it up. And I'm not saying you'll get burnt once in a while. They'll square up on once in a while, but if they're geared for that 92 and you throw 86, 87, that's a big difference. That's a good pitch.
The hitters called that the BP fastball. We're not trying to overthrow it, just trying to throw a strike. Taking about 5 miles an hour off of what they normally would throw, and that would be enough to get hitters, like you said, screwing themselves in the dirt, waving at it.
He sends a high fly right center. Aaron Rowan back. He's at the warning track and the fence. And makes the catch up against the chain link fence. Off the bat, it looked like it may be destined for the beach beyond the right center field wall. But Aaron Rowan tracking it down. And the Padres go down in order in the 4th.
Mark Neely?
Thank you, bud. Top of the order up in the 5th. And Velez has singled twice and scored twice. 3-0 Giants. 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd. Against starter Cesar Ramos. See the season average of 266. Velez came in hitting 177 right-handed and is 2 for 2 from that side of the plate today. Pulls it left side, deep short, backhanded. Cabrera, tough play to first in the dirt, dug out by Adrian. Nice play on both ends to get Velez, who runs well.
I thought we were going to have Velez, and was 2 for 2, but he really hadn't hit the ball all that hard. He put it in a good position, and good play by Cabrera running around that ball. Adrian picking it out of the dirt.
Yeah, that's not Ryan Garco running down the first baseline. That's Velez. And one swift move, and that's the amazing thing about Everett. We talk about it all year long. On the move, he's not anchored, but yet he still shows off that arm of his.
It keeps the leadoff man off base as the Giants have put the leadoff hitter aboard 3 of the first 4 innings. And nearly made it 4 of 5 as Torres takes down low to make it 2 balls, no strikes. Torres has a couple of base hits, both bunt base hits. Torres in right field. He got the start in right here on Friday, and left field last night. Back in right today. That high one even had plate umpire Dan Isanya ducking.
Did he flinch on that one?
He did.
High pitch walk puts Torres on base for a 3rd time. First walk allowed by Ramos today. And here comes Bud. Padres have had Adam Russell heating in the bullpen. And there's the call to the pen. And Ramos hits it after 4 1/3. You can stop by Discount Tire for a free tire inspection and air gauge. And if you're not satisfied with one of their tires, please feel free to bring it back. Value.
Well, Adam Russell on relief of Cesar Ramos. Ramos was 73 pitches. But the way I look at it, 3rd time around in the lineup for Pablo Sandoval. Going to switch him around. And he's going to have to turn up the notch a little bit, or the intensity on this at-bat, because he can get it up there.
1-on-1 out for Sandoval. First pitch swinging and a fly ball left center. Durango with the glasses on, curling in the alley, and for a moment it looked like a little miscommunication, but Durango staying with it. And Headley by his side. Sandoval flies to the center fielder. 2 outs.
And again, hacking at that first pitch.
1 to Uribe, who doubled in a run last time up. Pulled one between Kuz and the bag. Talking with Tim Flannery actually before last night's game, he said in many ways Juan Uribe has been the Giant MVP here in the last part of the season. More of a veteran influence. Has had some key hits. Has been very hot in the month of September.
Yeah.
Was hot in the month of September.
Seemed like he got all the big hits.
Hit 347 that month. Pitch out, runner going. Hundley fires, but he still stole it. Torres with his 6th steal in 7 tries. And even with the pitch out, Padres could not gun him down.
Great jump.
Good pitch to handle.
Yep. Finley did just about everything he could do.
It looks like that chain that Torres is wearing not slowing him down one bit.
Strike call to Uribe.
I can use that chain on my truck when I go up to the Sierras in the wintertime in case there's a snowstorm. Wouldn't that knock a tooth out?
Obviously not.
Seriously. I know that Major League Baseball's got a great dental plan, but man, that's
Heavy metal. Fly ball to right. Salazar making the grab. Torres stranded. Giants have left 4.
tickets at valleyviewcasino.com or Ticketmaster. Great giveaways. Premium seating in the Rockstar Lounge. Dinner at Black and Blue Steakhouse. Get up and dance. Have a good time at Valley View Casino. It's the last day for Lenny the Lobster. He's going to the concert. Go to see REO Speedwagon. Lenny. Ooh, Lenny.
Last day for Lenny, like, period. He meets the boiling pot, or he's just off for the winter?
I smell hot butter. I'm going to miss Lenny. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put him on like a big chain that Torres is wearing, like wear him around. Like Flavor Flav with the big, he's got the big clock. I'm going to have the big lobster walking around town.
You and the hanging crustacean.
It's the name of my new band, Hanging Crustacean.
Salazar to right center field. And that's run down by Andres Torres. One out here quickly in the Padre 5th. And Jonathan Sanchez, who threw a no-hitter in his last start against the Padres. Yes, that was back on July 10th in San Francisco. Here he is in the 5th, and he's allowed one hit. That was to Kuzminoff in the 2nd. Fouled at the plate by Hundley. Giants out hitting the Padres 9-1. So it really could be worse than a 3-0 game for San Diego.
Yeah, it could be. One call, though, it could be.
Could be a 3-3 game.
Yep.
Yeah.
The ball hit by Salazar in the second that landed on the chalk and right. That was ruled foul. It totally changed the Padres' second.
Oh, yeah.
Two-one pitch from Sanchez. Fastball up and away, and a full count. Nick lines it to left. Velez in a few steps to make the play. Hit hard by Nick Hundley, but he's the second out. To answer the Affleck trivia question, our final one for the year. Affleck! Who did Tony Gwynn hit his only postseason home run off of? And it was Boomer, David Wells. 1998 World Series at the Stadium. First part of back-to-back home runs by Gwynn and Vaughn. Vaughn hit the next, taking it the other way.
Wow. Thought we had him right there.
Oh, my goodness. Game one. A lot of people talking, you know what? Padres walk away with this game. They're going to win the whole thing.
5-2.
The way you guys were playing.
After Fonny's homer, it was 5-2.
And then Tino Martinez came to the plate.
And struck out in theory.
Yeah.
Just like Vanover out there.
Yeah. Still bitter about that, Tony?
Oh, yeah. Shoot, yeah.
I think
had a guy come up to me last week and say the exact same thing.
We'll never get over that.
No. I can honestly say that team is the only team I ever played on, and I think collectively we expected to win it.
Mm-hmm.
And that I'm not taking anything away from the Yankees. They had a great club, unbelievable club.
Durango's flare to right, center caught, and rolling her two in the inning. It's 11 in a row retired by Jonathan Sanchez, and we're through 5 here at Petco Park. Visit the official online shop of the Padres at Padres.com. Browse the largest selection of authentic team gear, including clubhouse caps and t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the Padres.com shop. Travis Ishikawa batting for Garco here in the 6th. Three 0 San Francisco. And a strike from Adam Russell. So with the lefty Ramos no longer in the game, they have the left-handed hitting Ishikawa batting against the right-hander Russell.
You know what? I can see that, what you're explaining there. But remember that stretch at first base? Did you see Garco kind of go to his hamstring a little bit? When he went down for his stretch, he fell to the ground, and his throwing hand, he kind of...
It didn't look natural.
Yeah. Just wondering what you guys may have thought.
It's not a position I'm going to try to duplicate anytime soon. Aaron Rowan up with one out. He has a base hit today. Two one. Good pitch there from Adam Russell. Runs to a full count. A little bit outside, says Dan Isonia. Plate umpire, and a walk to Rowan. Here's a stretch by Garco. This was a ball hit by Cabrera in the 3rd.
See how he kind of grabs? He'll stretch, fall, brace himself. Okay, now down to his buttocks, and then he kind of grabs a little bit and kind of. That might have been just his natural movement going that way. Because when he initially did it, I said, oh. It looked like a bad stretch anyway. He looked out of it, like he could have done some damage.
Like
somewhere.
he got hurt.
Right.
That's what you're saying, yeah.
Ryan Rollinger is grounded to 3rd and struck out.
How about that Braves Nationals game in the 15th inning?
They're loving that, aren't they? Both those
last
teams.
Day of the season.
Wow.
15 innings.
Who's hating it worse, the team with 103 losses or the team that made a late run and didn't make the wild card?
I can tell you who's hating it more than both of those is the umpires. Trying to get out of Dodge. Trying to get out of Dodge on the last day. Strike 3.
Oh, yeah.
Doug Harvey told
Remember
me.
that game? His last game? You explained it.
Oh, Doug Harvey. It was his last game in the big leagues, and it still sticks out in my mind because he said, I took a lineup card out. And he said, boys, this is the last day of my career. You better be swinging and you better be throwing strikes because we're not going to be hanging around here all day long. We're playing the Astros. Both teams were out of it, of course. And, he went back to the dugout. Hey, swing the bat, boys. Swing the bat. Get it close to the zone. He's going to be calling them.
Was that at the Astrodome?
Astrodome, yeah.
A 1-2 pitch. Gets him looking, 2 outs. All the strikeouts in the inning for Russell.
Oh, that ball came back nicely.
Inside out. Yep. Russell's so big anyway.
Eli Whiteside.
Boy, that's a good pitch. First of all, he's throwing across his body, and then he's 6'11", whatever he is, 6'8". Look at the movement on this pitch, coming right back on the outside corner, nicely for a strike.
You're a right-handed hitter. You just have to kind of hold your ground for a split second because he's coming right at you. Then he runs that fastball in on your hands like that.
And if you do swing at that, try keeping that fair. The pitch that's in. Oh.
Emergency hat.
6'8", 255.
Yeah.
Foul outside of first. Whiteside was the catcher for Sanchez when he threw his no-hitter in San Francisco against the Padres, so they teamed those two up again here today. Remember, Benji Molina was scratched from that game because his wife had a baby that night. So Whiteside wound up being the catcher, catching some history. Russell strikes out the side in the San Francisco sixth. Pitcher spot due to lead off in the San Diego half. Can eat buffet featuring prime rib, peel and eat shrimp, and over 100 scrumptious items, all for only $10. We'll take the bridge to Coronado a little later. Do a little relaxing.
Go over to Jane's house.
That's where we always hang out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ishikawa staying in the game at first base. Edgar Gonzalez batting for Russell in the San Diego sixth. Curveball, strike one.
The Pods need to get something going here. Sanchez is, since the call in right field, let's say, Sanchez has done a nice job shutting them down. He mixes his pitches up, the fastball. He's had a good breaking ball today, good changeup.
Sharp one hopper. Sandoval keeps his balance and guns it across. And gets the pinch hitter Edgar Gonzalez. High Definition is brought to you by Irving Hughes. Life is a lease. Negotiate well. Sandoval nearly lost his balance here, but stayed on the feet and made the play.
He got that on his heels.
Yeah.
The third, as an infielder, you don't want to be on your heels, but still stayed with it and made the play.
A versatile player, can catch, play first base. Most of his action has been at the hot corner.
I'm sure his teammates are over there giving him the business.
Outside to Cabrera.
I remember a game last year. He started the night as a catcher, or started the series catching, and then the next night he was at third, and then the next night he was at first. And that old theory, if you can swing a bat, they'll find a place for you. I think eventually he's going to end up being at first. I think.
Strike on the outside corner. Well, Sandoval has agreed, some of the folks in the organization with the Giants, they're going to work with him on health and nutrition in the offseason. And he says, yeah, you know what, I could probably use a little direction there. Off the glove of Sanchez. Uribe on to first, and he beat it out. So that misdirection enough for Everett to lay out an infield hit.
Well, that's just a nice play by Uribe, too. After he changes directions on it, and see he has to go to the backhand, and that's enough to allow him, not to get enough steam on the throw to first base. You see Cabrera able to beat it out.
I didn't even think it was going to be that close. I thought Everett was going to beat it out and be safe. He made a heck of a play out of it.
So just the second San Diego hit of the game, and their first since Kuzmanov's single in the second inning. It ends a string of 12 in a row that Sanchez had retired. Inside to Eckstein. There's a drive to left. Velez angling into the corner on the track. Number 2 on the year for Eck. And it's a 1-run game.
That's our little mascot. Just look at the little fella.
His 49th and 50th runs batted in.
Works on that pitch every day in the cage. He puts a tee up and he elevates it to the top of his strike zone, and he works on getting on top of it, and that's exactly what he did right there.
A 1-0 fastball. Good for Eck. And waking everybody up here also.
Two homers this year for Eck, and they've both been here at Petco. The other, of course, came off Chad Qualls of Arizona with 2 outs in the 9th inning of a game that sent it to extras, and that one went way into extra innings. It was eventually won by the Diamondbacks. Adrian 0 for 2. And on the hole 1-2. That was June 7th. The last home run for Eck, and it came against Arizona. The game Arizona won 9-6 in 18 innings. And Mark Reynolds homered in the 18th off position player Josh Wilson.
Gosh, Josh Wilson.
Memories, huh? Going back. And that was a 3-run homer for Eck off Qualls as part of a 5-run ninth. It tied the game at 6 back on June 7th. Three-two pitch. And Adrian picks up a one-out walk. After getting the leadoff man, the pinch hitter Edgar Gonzalez. That's three in a row that have reached against Sanchez.
I'm sorry, Mark. Adrian Gonzalez took his shin guard off, took his thing off, handed his helmet to the bat boy as he was running down the first baseline, and said, "Wait a minute, I forgot. Hey, I need my helmet back." Now check this out. Ball 4. Take my shin guard off. Take this elbow sleeve off and put it all in my helmet. Here's my stuff. Let me go down.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, wait a minute. I need my helmet.
He is a tying run at first, but one out. Next home run, 354 feet to left. Up and away to Headley, 2-0, and that's going to send Whiteside out to the mound.
And this is where Chase is going to have to be patient. The big ragu, Dave Raggetti's going to have a chat with him. I noticed the arm of Sanchez. Occasionally he'll drop the elbow a little bit and push everything, and getting later in the game, that was pitch 86 for Sanchez.
There's Terrence. Ball boy on the bat boy on the left. Still getting a smile out of.
And you know what the thing is, Adrian, he took a good 3 or 4, trots down the first base line before realizing that.
It's almost like he thought it was the end of the inning. He punched out. Yeah, take my helmet, take my shin guard. Been a long season.
Randy Metters up in the San Francisco bullpen. _160th game, by the way, for Adrian. So we'll have missed only 2 on the season.
Again, up and away.
So, you were talking about Chase Headley being patient here. That's the pitch, especially when you have a pitching coach go to the mound. And look, if you're going to look for a pitch. It has to be exactly what you're looking for and in the place that you're looking for. Otherwise,
maybe take that same pitch again right here.
3-1. Hey, 3-1. You can be selective here because you figure it's going to be something in the strike zone.
That was a good pitch to rip at.
Full count. Chase walked in the second and grounded out in the fourth. There's a walk, and you have Kuz coming up, who's hit the ball hard, very hard twice today against Jonathan Sanchez. And decision time here for Bruce Bochy. And he's going to come get him. Sanchez was rolling along, but that infield hit by Cabrera opened the door. And Sanchez goes 5 1/3. Giants are going to make a double switch. San Diego County. Open an account today.
Well, Brandon Metters, second time he's been in this series. He came in the game in the 6th inning after Barry Zito was hitting the left arm with that liner. Brandon Metters, a fastball, slider, curve, and a change. In the past, his control has been an issue. Lately, though, he's been a little better. A little bit down on the walks this year, but he can be erratic at times.
Randy went into the game in right field. Torres, who was in right, moves to center. And the pitcher, Metters, batting in the spot vacated by Rowan, who was in the 6th hole. And here is Kuz with 2 on, 1 out. Padres have scored twice here in the 6th. They trail it by a run. First pitch, breaking ball inside. Cruz has hit the ball hard twice. He singled to left in the 2nd, then in the 4th, hit a deep drive to right center that was caught by then center fielder Aaron Rowan on the track. A check swing foul. Two-run homer in this inning from Eckstein has gotten the Padres on the board. High and tight to Kuzminov.
Haven't seen anything but fastballs thus far.
Got under it, foul, third base side. Here comes Sandoval, but it's going to be behind the dugout and in the crowd. Stays away, and a full count.
This looks like a little cutter.
Adrian and Headley on base. 3-2. Breaking ball fouled at the plate.
$70 miles an hour. All hard stuff. One cutter, and then a 70-mile-per-hour breaking ball. 3-2.
I'm guessing fastball.
Got
here.
to be.
Slider.
And strikes him out. 2 gone.
Wow.
Gutsy pitch right there.
Well, he would have had me. That's a good tilt. Good looking breaking ball there. Trax liked it, but I guarantee you, if taken, that would have been a ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But, 3-2, it's a good pitch because it starts in the zone and it goes out. And as a hitter, you're almost in protection mode.
I'm not blaming Kuz because that's a tough pitch to lay off. Pitch. Absolutely.
2 on, 2 outs for Oscar Salazar. Oscar 0 for 2. Hit that ball in the 2nd, then went down the line and right. Brought up chalk that was called foul. Into the 5th, fly to right.
Now, why? Let me ask you something. Why can't Buddy Black throw the red flag and say, I want to review that?
Because they'd be throwing it every game.
What, you get one a game?
Plus the play is dead, and then
it's dead. I mean,
you play it out. Well, you can't. You call it foul. Okay, since it would have been a double, everybody gets 2 bases.
Would it have been a double?
Sure.
I mean, if it kicks to the right and goes under the bench and he's got to climb under there because it's live, it'd be umpire's discretion. But, I mean, hey, I just want to get the call right. We saw chalk. We thought we saw chalk when it happened live.
Yep.
And that's all I'm saying is that, he called a foul, but he comes out. He's arguing. He's, I'm sure we saw Salazar visibly upset because that cost him a knock.
Mm-hmm.
But
an RBI.
But it could change the inning for sure because they'd had second and third with a run in and nobody out.
Right. The Padres did not score in that inning.
And then they didn't get any hit. Just so you can see what I'm complaining about. See the white stuff come up? That's a knock. I don't care if you're the umpire and you see it's on the other side of the line. If you see chalk come up, it's a fair ball.
When I look at that, I don't see green in between ball and line. I see line on ball, ball on line.
Ward's third foul.
Because why else would he have called that foul?
It's on the outside of the line, but it's
like
definitely
tennis.
chalk.
It's like tennis. He could be on the outside of the line.
Part of that baseball.
But if it's touching any little part
Exactly.
of it, it's a fair ball.
Absolutely.
And I'm not trying to, say anything negative about Vanover, but that's a
Oh, sure you are. You go ahead.
Chalk. It's the last day of the season. I'm trying to win. Go out on a happy note. Want people to leave the ballpark happy. Salazar happy. Gets a hit. Instead, he's out there. It's like you're begging for a hit. It's like, that ball is fair. Just gets me a little bit. Gets my goat a little bit.
There's certain things that get me too. I know how you feel.
You get a chance to leave this beautiful ballpark on a good note. And there's still time, so I can quit complaining.
Left center field, and Torres coast over. Padres get back in it, though, thanks to the Eck 2-run home run. His second of the season. Pulling it out to left after 6 for Petco. San Francisco 3, San Diego 2. Gwynn, Mark Grant, and into the 7th, the new pitcher for the Padres is Luke Gregerson.
Well, as Tony Gwynn said, you want to leave the ballpark happy today, right? Last home game of the 09 campaign, and Luke Gregerson trying to hold the Giants as we go into the later third of this game. Great numbers for Luke Gregerson, one of the great additions to this ball club, helping out this bullpen for San Diego. You know, going into next year, guys, having a guy like Luke Gregerson, having a healthy Mike Adams, and then, of course, Heath Bell. That's a pretty good threesome right there.
Randy Johnson is up in the Giants bullpen.
Randy
see the big unit, huh?
Yeah, Randy closed out a game the other day. It was not a safe situation, but up in San Francisco, came out of the bullpen.
Randy Wynn, who came in as part of the double switch in the last inning, batting in the 9th spot. One and two.
Slider in under his knuckles.
One-two pitch. He gets the strikeout to win. One gone in the 7th.
This is a nasty pitch. Down and in. Good tilt. He misses with location, but Wynn bites. He wanted that. He looked like he wanted to backdoor that one.
Yeah, that's why I thought he wanted to backdoor it.
Top of the order in Velez, who scored twice, singled twice. 2 for 3. By the way, that Nats Braves game finished after 15. Washington wins it 2-1. Cardinals and Brewers have gone extra innings. Milwaukee's gone in front 9-7. St. Louis batting in the bottom of the 10th. And the Dodgers leading the Rockies 4-1 in the 7th in L.A. Twins, by the way, beat the Royals. Tigers won, so those two teams tied for first. And will play game 163 on Tuesday at the Metrodome. That gets away, and Hundley has to throw to first. Safe. And Velez gets on. Even if Adrian hangs on, I think Velez had gotten to the bag before Adrian was able to come back down on it.
Well, first of all, catchable ball for Nick.
Yeah.
On the breaking ball. I think if it would have been a good throw, they would have got him, huh? What do you think?
I think he beat it. I think he would have beat it.
Bunt by Torres goes foul. Strikeout pass ball that allows.
The throw's
Velez
not
to reach.
high. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Mark. But, good throw? Yeah, we got him. Right. I thought it was a foul ball.
Torres, who's already picked up 2 bunt base hits today, was trying to make it a third. Quick throw to first. Almost got Velez napping. One off speed. 0-2.
Throw him another slider right there. under the hands, inner half. Ended up off the plate. What are you thinking, T?
Thinking, you got to put it in that spot. You don't want to miss in the middle.
I think Luke has shown that he can, especially if it's inside.
Runner goes, slider down and in, throw to second, and a steal for Velez. His 10th of the season.
Well, he did. He tried to hit that same spot. Torres didn't. He didn't bite this time. Velez got a good jump. And that's all Hundley could do.
You think he went on the swing? Or did he hold up?
I didn't even look.
Yeah.
Rivera coming in behind the runner. Gets Torres for out number 2. Which in actuality is Gregerson's 3rd strikeout of the inning.
How sweet would it be to strike out 4 in the inning?
Tied a major league record? Is that the major league
great.
record? I think it is. 4. Might be 5.
Sandoval with first base open. Will be put on. Oh, the stolen base by Velez. In hindsight here, kind of does take the bat out of Sandoval's hands.
Yep. And who knows, for him, it might be a good thing he swung at the first pitch the last 2 times up. Getting to a double play and flew out to center.
Shortstop Juan Uribe has an RBI double. 1 for 3. First pitch slider, strike 1. And Uribe way out in front. Quickly 0-2. Only wanted the appeal.
They're going back to the 4 strikeouts in an inning. No pitcher has struck out 5 guys in an inning, although it's happened in exhibition games and in the minor leagues. Chuck Finley, the left-hander, did it 2 times in a game.
There's some history. Gregerson fans 4 in the 7th. He gets Uribe swinging.
Nice.
Time to stretch for the last time in 09 at Petco. 3-2 Giants lead as we move into the bottom of the 7th inning. Gregerson with 4 strikeouts in the top of the inning. First time in Padres history.
Wow.
And there's only been one guy that's done this 3 times in his career. That's Chuck Finley. He did it May 12th and August 15th in 1999, and he did it one more time April 16th, 2000. With all the great strikeout pitchers these days, it's hard to believe that it's only happened that few times. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. The big unit into the game for San Francisco.
Well, Randy Johnson has had one heck of a career. He came in relief for the Giants' last homestand for the San Francisco Giants, and had a chance to talk with Randy, and he said, you know, it was really interesting. He said, it gave me a better appreciation for relievers coming in after games that I had started, holding leads, getting me out of jams, leaving inherited runners on base. It's just a whole different perspective from a pitcher standpoint, from a future Hall of Famer, which I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah. When you change roles from a role that you've been playing, you know, your whole big league career, start to realize just how difficult it is. The same for me at the end of my career, learn to be a pinch hitter. You got to appreciate what those guys have to go through, and I'm sure for Randy coming in out of the bullpen, you know, not having a chance to kind of find your rhythm. You got to have it and come out and throw strikes right away.
Ball gets by. Hundley racing for first, and he will reach to begin the 7th. So Whiteside unable to handle that one, and that looked to be in the dirt. See if it's a wild pitch, but nonetheless, Hundley aboard.
So Randy Johnson slider. It looked like he got glove, but just caroms off the glove. And Nick Hundley quickly out of the box. Tying run.
Scored a strikeout pass ball. Durango bunting. Nice bunt. Whiteside has no chance to get Durango at first. And 2 on, nobody out in the Padres 7th.
Just didn't have enough time to say it, but you know, Randy Johnson doesn't feel his position. I mean, in bunts especially, not all that well. And Durango put this in a good spot. He made Whiteside get down the line, and with his speed, he was able to beat it out.
Boy, if Luis Durango just puts the ball in play, just chops that ball home, keep the ball out of the air, what the damage he can do on the base paths.
The pitcher spot is due up. And Luis Rodriguez has grabbed a bat. He has 2 sacrifice bunts so far this season. We're in at the corners. Johnson looks to third, now goes to first. Louis wastes no time, advancing Hundley and Durango. So there's the 3rd sac bunt of the season for Rodriguez.
I like that he got it done quickly. You know, no messing around, no foul balls. Get it down, get him over.
So the tying run is at third, go-ahead run at second for the top of the order, and shortstop Everett Cabrera.
Well, the Giants bring the infield in.
Strike call. You sounded a little surprised by that.
Because 7th inning.
It's 2 runs if it gets by.
Yeah. I mean, the way Durango could run, I mean, you're putting a little blooper, chinker, anything gets past the infield, pretty good chance Durango's going to score.
And a ball gets by. Here comes the tying run. Nope, it hit him. It hit him, and the bases will be loaded. Plate umpire Dan Isanya on it. Hit by pitch of Cabrera, so it's still a 3-2 game. And they're going to be loaded up for Eck.
Yeah,
that's not the worst fate for the Giants if you think about it. Bases loaded, forced at any base. One out. You get a grounder.
Hit him in the right foot.
Well, the other thing is if that ball got away, Durango thought that it was just like a pass ball or a wild pitch. He was flying around third base.
Yeah, he kicked it into Mach 1.
Yeah, he did.
He was rolling. Outside to Eck. He had a 2-run home run his last time up. Would count for all the Padres scoring. Get tighter at the corners. More than halfway up the middle. Popped up and playable for Sandoval. Near the dugout. Makes the catch, tumbles into the dugout. Here comes Hundley. He will score. Durango to third.
That's a sac fly.
Well, by going into the dugout, and the Giants are concerned that Sandoval be all right here, and it looks like he is, but by going into the dugout, that advanced the runners. Still a live ball.
Wow. Teammates were there to catch him. And he started to go over. And now he goes out of play.
And the ground rule is one base for each runner. And that was a lot of momentum coming into that dugout.
Yes, it was. Just glad to see he's up on his feet and he's okay.
So here's Adrian with runners at second and third, 2 outs, first base open. Sandoval broke his chain, but says I need time because we have a jewelry malfunction.
Put it in your back pocket.
Game and a miss, 0-2. Gets him looking on the inside corner. Padres tie it up. They get a run. Only one hit in the inning. The bunt base hit by Durango in this play was Sandoval tumbling into the dugout. Brought in the tying run. Irving Hughes, life is a lease. Negotiate well. New Padres pitcher in as we go to the 8th is Mike Adams.
Well, we saw Luke Gregerson put his name in the Padre record books. First pitcher to strike out 4 in an inning. Now he'll turn it over to Mike Adams. And as good as a feeling you have when Luke Gregerson is out there on the mound, the same is said for Mike Adams. A great year for the right-hander. And he's got a chance to get himself a big league victory in Game 162.
Tony Gwynn takes over in center field. Ishikawa 0 for 1. He came in as part of a double switch. With the 6 for the Giants. Strike one on the outside corner. So the Padre run in the 7th that has tied it up is unearned. No RBI, by the way, for Eck. That ball, foul ball caught by Sandoval. And when he went into the dugout, the ground roll allowed the run to score. No RBI for Eck. 3-3 in the 8th. And Adams, uno, dos.
Adios.
You know, the last 8 outs the Giants have made, last 7 outs, have been strikeouts.
Yep. Struck out the side of the 6th, and
Actually, I was right. It's 8 because we had 4 strikeouts. Was not really an out.
exactly.
So
John Bowker batting for the pitcher. So an inning for Randy Johnson, and he allowed an unearned run.
will that be the last time we see
Good question,
Randy
Johnson.
Johnson? If it is, he's had a Hall of Fame career.
Not going to miss by Bowker. 0-2.
Okay, let's see if Mike Adams is aggressive, as we said earlier in the game about pitchers. He was aggressive against Ishikawa, struck him out with a fastball. See if he does the same to Bowker. He wants the fastball up.
Just missing off the outside corner. 2-2. Bowker batting for Randy Johnson here in the San Francisco 8th in a 3-3 game. Fouled back.
Almost, T. Still waiting.
Still waiting. Today's the last day.
No foul balls in the booth.
It's usually a right-handed hitter, you know, because we're set behind towards the dugout side of the left-handed hitter, so we're kind of in between. A right-handed hitter, up and away fastball. He just gets under it just enough to get it up here.
Off the mound, up the middle, Cabrera. That ball looked funny off the bat, didn't it?
Yeah.
You got Chandler had some inside-out spin on it.
Anytime a ball comes off of that mound. That cute is off the end.
Yeah.
Two out for Ryan Rollinger. Giants 1 in the first and 2 in the third. Padres 2 in the sixth and 1 in the seventh. 3-3 in the eighth. All the way right side.
Some low-scoring game, right? Both sides, and some weird ways of runs being scored. For San Francisco, they've scored 2 runs on double plays.
Yep.
Remember? And then the Padres strikeout pass ball to Hundley and scored on that Sandoval play. Something you don't see every day. Gas.
94 miles per hour.
Chetta.
Why not?
Powder River.
Two strikeouts in the inning for Adams. And Padre pitching today has fanned 12 in 8 innings. Middle 3 due up for the Padres. 3. Farmers customers, Farmers Insurance. Ready feels good. Jeremy Affeldt takes over on the hill for the Giants.
Good left-hander out of that pen for Bruce Bochy and the Giants. Good numbers from the lefty. Look at the hits to innings pitched. 60 in the third, 41 hits. A little high on the walks, but you know, when you look at those numbers, Tony, the opponent batting average almost 300.
I know. That's what's surprising looking at that. You know, the walks.
Cleanup hitter Chase Henley leading off.
So it should be 198.
Okay.
I was going to say, how can that be? Opponents are hitting 198 off of Jeremy Affeldt.
Henley has walked twice, officially 0 for 1. Right side, gathered by Rollinger, who throws him out. A big play to begin the inning for the Giant defense. getting a free ride.
That's cute. Cute and exciting.
Cruz singled his first time up, flied to deep center in the 4th, and fanned in the 6th. Low, says Anna Sonia, 2-0. There's a strike on the inside edge. Left side, Uribe lofts it to first in time. Feld has sent down the first 2 in the San Diego 8th. NFL pitched here on Friday night, an inning and 2/3 of scoreless and hitless baseball. Ball one outside, Oscar Salazar. Foul to third. Well, regardless of the outcome here today, the Padres are going to take the season series over the Giants. They've won 10, lost 7 to San Francisco coming in, and have won 7 of the 8 meetings here at Petco. So the home team has had the distinct advantage in this series, Giants Padres in 2009, and San Diego hoping it holds for one more game here.
Well, Martin, really all the way around. Pitching has dominated in this series. I mean, but in these Giant Padre games, saw a no-hitter. This series here, pitching's been really good.
Struck to left center. Torres with the catch. Padres go down in order. This game will move to the 9th. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for San Francisco. And when you paid the lowest price on your new furniture, that's Jerry's price. Midnight getting in there. There's Johnny Weisbach. Best seat winners. Tie game and Heath Bell in.
Kid looked like he was really happy that Weisbarth was sitting next to him, too. Did you see that? Well, no safe situation. Hopefully Heath Bell can walk out of this game 162 with a victory by holding the Giants to a goose egg here in the ninth, and the Padres going to hack in their bottom half of the ninth. What a great year for Heath. You know, the speculation of stepping into the closer's role. He was set up man before. And granted, there were times last year, and Tony, and you'd agree with me, there were times last year when that save came in the eighth inning, when Heath Bell, saved the game in the eighth inning. Padres maybe added on a little bit in the ninth. It was still the 3 runs.
Macias comes in and takes over in right field. Wanting to bunt, Whiteside bails out of the first pitch curveball. Eli today 0 for 3. Fly to right, reached on a fielder's choice and struck out. Three 9-1 for the Giants. 3-4-0 for the Padres. Giants have stranded 7. Padres have left 6. These teams have played tight games for the most part this year. 6 one-run games. Padres 4-2 against San Francisco in those one-run games. Holds it 2-2 on Eli Whiteside. Whiteside win and Velez in the Giants' ninth. Check swing foul. Whiteside getting the start behind the plate today. They had Buster Posey catching first 2 games of this series, a rookie. I've not seen Benji Molina in the series. He had a contusion on some fingers of his left hand when he got hit by a foul ball 8 or 9 days ago in a series against the Cubs. Caused him to miss some time. Another check swing foul. Since being knocked out of the wild card race, Giants seeing more of the rookie catcher Posey and Whiteside today. Up the middle and into center. And Whiteside singles to begin the San Francisco ninth.
Pretty good at bat there by Whiteside. He's surviving on fouling balls off and got a ball that he can handle out on the plate and went back up the middle.
Let's see if Wynn tries to bunt him over. Wynn has batted once today. He came in the 6th inning. Takes outside from Heath. Mud mentioned obviously not a save situation, but Heath will lead the National League in saves this year, picking up number 42 last night. And it will be the 6th time that a Padre has led the National League in saves. Runner going. That's hit towards left center field. Sliding catch. Headley. Whiteside trying to get back to first, and he's doubled up. He showed bunt on the first pitch. And they swing away. Looked like a little hit and run. And it stayed up. Headley made the catch, and they doubled up Whiteside.
Yeah, it was hit and run. And Headley kind of took a weird angle getting to it, but he was able to get to it, making a sliding catch, and then one hop throw to Adrian. Again, Whiteside, double off Whiteside.
Sometimes the play is the play away from the play. And see Eric Cabrera deking Whiteside there. Now he's got to retouch and then go back. And a nice one hopper, perfectly thrown to Adrian Gonzalez.
Here's an instance where the deke certainly played a part in that play. So 2 outs, nobody on for Velez.
He got Lonnie Smith.
Except this one won't cost the World Series.
Yeah.
Huh? Velez has scored twice, singled twice.
That's got to be the worst feeling for a base runner. You're committing, you're busting at the second base. You see the shortstop kind of go to his glove like he's going to feed, and then there's no ball there.
Well, that's why you have to, even on the hit and run, that's why you look.
Flash look.
You look. Mm-hmm. Hopefully you see which way the ball is going off the bat, and then you try to pick up the fielder. You can't.
Yep.
That's why a lot of times you just start running on that play, and you kind of forget to look, and then.
I remember learning that in high school.
Yeah. Little League.
Flash look.
Just take a quick look.
Yeah.
Up the middle. There's a base hit for Velez, his third of the game. The Giants get a 2-out base runner and their 11th hit of the day.
Kind of like the Whiteside at bat. Stayed on that ball nicely, just taking up the center of the diamond.
Torres has a couple of bunt base hits and a walk, so he's reached 3 times and is 2 for 3 officially. Velez a threat to run. He has stolen a base. Strike one. Check on the base runner. I mentioned he's 42 saves, which will lead the league. 6-time for a Padre. Raleigh Fingers led at 77 and 78. 35 and 37 respectively. Mark Davis in his Cy Young year. Strike, thrown his second down in time, and there's the go-ahead run in scoring position. Velez's second steal. Now Hundley and Heath need to talk things over.
Nick Hundley did a nice job of kind of coming out of the crouch, but there was a breaking ball that was down, getting that breaking ball, and still making a decent throw down to second base. Heath Bell got the call, though, to get ahead of this hitter 0-2. Many times a pitcher will not get that call because the catcher's coming up out of the crouch.
Torres out looking. Strikeout ends the ninth. Bottom 3 due up for the Padres in the bottom of the ninth. Tied at 3. Bottom of the ninth. Tied at 3. Game 162. And Nick Hundley leads off. 0 for 3, but he scored the tying run in the 7th when he reached on a strikeout pass ball. Heffeld, who worked a 3 up, 3 down 8, still on the mound for San Francisco. 2-0.
Be patient here.
It's the one you want? Go ahead.
Right field, Wynn, back. 1 out. Tony Gwynn will bat for the first time today. Took over in center field in the top of the 8th. For Durango.
Happy birthday, Junior.
Oh, how many years?
27 today?
27.
Wow.
Old man now.
Outside half of the strike call, 1-1. Giants scored 1 in the first and 2 in the third. Padres 2 in the 6th on an Eckstein homer and 1 in the 7th. 3-3 in the 9th.
Boy.
Into center.
Enough.
A 1 out base hit.
I'm saying that because last night when he called me, after the game, he was talking about taking a breaking ball and just not recognizing it. And this time, he recognizes it and he stays back and hits it back up the middle. It's very good. Junior. They scored a winning run right here. And
Oh, yeah. Everybody goes home happy.
Everybody be happy.
The lefty at the plate, and Drew Macias, who's batting for the first time as well today. Strike call at the knees. He took over in right field in the top of the inning. Backhanded Uribe out at second and to first. Ow! Oh, a double play sends it to extra innings. And Uribe made a fantastic pickup, and then the stretch down the line by Ishikawa. 6-4-3. At game 162. You didn't want it to end, did you? We have bonus baseball ahead for Petco. Baseball on this season's final day. Not time to sail away just yet. 3-3 into the 10th.
Is that the Nina, the Pinta, or the Santa Maria?
Which one was Columbus on? I know all three were his ships, but which one was he physically on?
He was on the
maybe
the
all
Pinta.
three at times.
Was he on the Pinta?
We'll have to check the history books. This one not in the history books. Padres are 10-6 in extra innings this year. Giants 8-7. New hurler for San Diego is Ryan Webb.
Well, when you talk about the relief corps today for the San Diego Padres, it's been the story of the strikeout. A lot of strikeouts today. Ryan Webb has strikeout stuff. 19 strikeouts in 25 and third innings pitched. How nice would it be for Ryan Webb? He's going to finish the season possibly 3-0. Shut him down right here. Padres score next half inning, and he would get credit for the victory.
Marines. Time has expired for them today. They must head back to the barracks. First pitch swinging. Sandoval deep center, and he has untied this game with his 25th home run. 90th RBI.
Swing at the first pitch again. Fastball out over the plate, top of the strike zone. He got through it. Look where that ball lands, over the bullpen.
Hey, I remember earlier this year, Sandoval, and I'm not exaggerating, remember this Mark Neely? He swung at a ball near up by the bill of his cap. And he put it in play for a base knock. He kept it, he got on top of it
somehow, yeah. Incredible. His second hit of the game is a go-ahead home run in the 10th. His 57th multi-hit game. Uribe, left center field. Tony, a bit of a late break, but comes in and makes the sliding catch. One out.
Kind of froze in his tracks as that ball was hit, but was able to make up the difference coming in.
And a lefty Ishikawa due up, and Bud Black will make a change. A third of an inning for Webb. 1 run, 1 hit will be his line. Stop by Discount Tire for a free tire inspection and air gauge. And if you're not satisfied with one of their tires, please feel free to bring it back. And in comes Joe Thatcher. Our hometown Padres with over 20 branches in San Diego County. Our mission is your mission.
Bud Black trying to hold the Giants right there at 4-3 after the home run. And with the lefty coming up, Ishikawa, Joe Thatcher will face him, and lefty's batting 184 off of Joe Thatcher.
Strike one to Ishikawa.
This is was in the Rose Parade up in Pasadena. What kind of hat is that?
I can't even guess.
Sounds like the start of a Dr. Seuss book, what you just said. What kind of hat is that? Sandoval's home run to begin the inning, giving the Giants a 4-3 lead. And Ishikawa fans, 2 outs.
Nice going, Joe.
By the way, Sandoval's home run estimated at 444 feet, which does put it in the top 10 in distance in history here at Petco. Rich Aurelia will bat for Bowker. Those are Brian Wilson getting ready for the Giants. One, two. Veteran Rich Aurelia. First big league season, made his debut in '95. A little time with the Padres in 2004. Looking at the Padre 10th, it's the top of the order. Cabrera, Eck, and Adrian. Facing closer Brian Wilson. Center field. Junior making the catch, but the leadoff home run for Sandoval has given the Giants the lead. Last chance for the Padres in this last game. Comes up for the Padres against the closer for the Giants, Brian Wilson.
37 for 44 this year, Brian Wilson is the guy who can get that fastball up into the triple digits, 94 to 100 and beyond. Slider and a change. But the Padres have done a pretty nice job against Brian Wilson this year. In 26 innings, 26 hits, and 15 earned runs. He's 1-4 lifetime against the Padres.
Everett leading off is 1 for 2. He's walked and been hit in the foot with a pitch. Left field, Velez back spinning around.
Whoa.
And dropped it. Cabrera racing for second, throw in, he's safe. There's a gift, Velez misplaying it. And the tying run in scoring position with nobody out. Well, the ball was hit hard, but it was a catchable ball.
When he turned around the wrong way and tried to come back the other way, it was a chance. See, this ball, he turns around the other way, and he tried to backhand that. And that's one of those six-finger gloves where there's not really a pocket. And it went right in and came out, and the Padres have an opportunity.
Beck trying to bunt him over, bunts it in the air, but it lands. Go to first, they get the out, and Cabrera stays at second. Uribe was ahead of Cabrera and what would have been a race to third, so Everett stayed at second.
That's all Cabrera could do. He had to hold his ground. This ball was in the air.
Exactly.
Sandoval really made a nice play taking that on the short hop.
You know, though, it would have been very interesting if Everett commits the third. Both position players were on the run. It would have had to throw it to a moving target. It would have been a moving target. Look at Wilson is on the right. And then you see Uribe. Now, right here, it would have been a race.
He would have had to throw the first. There's no way he's going to try to throw that on the run.
First base open, and they'll put Adrian, who represents the winning run, on to bring up Headley.
And I think this would have happened anyway. Even if he had gotten him to third, they would have put him on and put the double play in order.
By the way, it wasn't E7 that began the inning. And ball 4 to Adrian. He doesn't get a chance to swing the bat for RBI number 100. Two on, one out for Headley. Able to miss, strike one at the fastball.
That's some gas. Firm.
And out of the shadow.
Yeah, the shadow's playing a part now as this game has gone long. Wilson throwing from the shadows into a strip of sunshine, and then the shadows are starting to envelop the plate area again.
Now, Tony, I always wanted to ask you, is that something that's overrated, or just because of the eye, the batter's eye clear with sunlight, does that help out?
It's not overrated. I mean, it's not as bad as we make it out to be.
Because it looks worse on TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not as bad as we make it out to be, but you know, especially when you get a guy like this on the mound.
Exactly. But would it be fair to say, with the batter's eye being clear from this, clear sunshine, does that help matters?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Chase behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Fastball inside. Couple of walks and a couple of groundouts so far today for Headley. Strike 3 on the outside corner. And the Padres are down to their final out. First strikeout for Wilson.
Looked like a little backdoor cutter.
Padres down to their final out in 2009. The hitter is Kevin Kuzminoff. All one darts outside. Giants scored 1 in the first and 2 in the third to lead 3-0. Padres 2 in the sixth on an Eck home run and 1 in the seventh to tie it. Sandoval homered to lead off the 10th to give the Giants the lead. 2 on, 2 outs for the Padres. Foul back.
Well, for Brian Wilson, in 71 plus innings, now make that 72 innings, only 3 home runs.
Padres down to their final strike. 1 and 2.
Right now, you just need a base hit.
Yeah.
Cabrera at second base, he's going to give you an opportunity to score.
$25,082, the paid crowd. Many on their feet. And the Giants win it 4-3 to win the 09 season. In 10, 4-3 San Francisco. And the 2000